Hi everyone. My apologies for using an iPhone style of the application currently, but this is the only one that shows on ForeFlight what I'm talking about. But I wanted to bring up the subject of the menu currently. Both on the iPad and iPhone applications, the menu is brought up, and it's a full screen menu that has a bunch of different bunch of different screens here. No real differentiation between them all. A lot of big icons, which is good in some ways, but I think that we need to cut it down and clean it up a little bit. My original thoughts to this was with the iPad or the iPhone application of ForeFlight. Again, using the menu on the iPhone application of ForeFlight, we go over and we can select that, and this contextual menu bumps over everything and is scrollable, but it has one menu item per line. And of course, they've got a lot more of a complex application here, so they have a lot more stuff. They also are saving information for airports that have been recently looked up and stuff. We don't need to do all of that. What I came up with for an initial thought of how to make the menu look would be something similar to this. All I did was really just put this into Photoshop and made my own menu for this. You can use any of the development kit that you've currently got and icons that are based on that, and we can always make the height of the different menu items larger, but I just wanted to kind of give you an idea of what this would look like. So again, just like the ForeFlight menu, it would basically bump out, move the entire screen over, which obviously on an iPad application would give us a lot more, would allow us to have only maybe a quarter of the screen filled with the menu instead of the entire thing currently. It's hard to see it on here because obviously the menu takes up a good chunk of space on the iPhone, but I think it's a good possibility here for us to be able to incorporate this in. And of course, if we build a smaller menu like that, it should still fit within the parameters of the iPhone version of the app as well. So that is my overview again for the new menu design that I'd like to kind of look at and incorporate. Again, you'll notice that there's a couple of things. We've renamed the multifunction display, or we've renamed what is listed on the menu currently as FDR. We've renamed that to the multifunction display at the top. The engine display is obviously the engine display. The map chart display, that is currently the map icon on the menu. Under downloads, we would incorporate not just the information for the aviation charts, but also we would incorporate the flight bag into this. And I'll explain in a separate video that we can put those in as separate tabs in the same screen. Squawks would be the same as what we had before. Aircraft profile and pilot profile would be the same. And then passengers would be the passenger interface in that. Under the log section, we have an aircraft log, and the pilot log, just as we have currently on the main menu. And under configuration, the settings obviously stay the same. And the unit status, what we would do is incorporate the data download and the unit status under the same. So we'd basically take, going back to the application, we would take, oops, sorry about that. We would take the stored data and the unit status that you see, unit status being at the top right and stored data being at the second from last row on the left hand side. We'd incorporate those under a multi-tab single screen. There's no real reason to have two separate icons for those here as well. And as I mentioned before, we would take the flight bag downloads and the aviation Oh, interesting. It looks like we don't have on here. Yeah, on the iPhone app, we don't have an aviation charts section. So, but we would incorporate the aviation charts and the flight bag under one single screen there for it. So that is my that's my overview for it. I'll if you have any questions, we can discuss that in the conference call. But I'll end off on the potential map look. Thank you.